Alright, I am JerryTerrifying, and you are watching the first installment of the Desert Bus Challenge. This is probably one of the funnest parts of the game. You get to see something that's not the desert, and to interact with something. It's pretty fucking cool. Now, some of you might be wondering what was the experience of driving the desert bus for 8 hours like, and I had a hell of a good time. If you watch the video announcing that I was desert busing, I was having that much fun. That was about an hour in when I made that and uploaded it. And, man, it is an experience. I'd like to thank all the people that made it to the, Desert Bus chat room I had going on AOL Instant Messenger. A lot of awesome dudes stopped in. Some people that normally don't comment on a lot of my videos. Some people that, you know, watch and rate, but don't really say too much popped in, so that was nice getting to, you know, talk to people. Strictly Sega's Charlie popped into the chat room for a while. That was cool. West Gross Customs, Gamer Boy, and some numbers. I don't remember off the top of my head. That's something I don't like about a lot of people's screen names, the people that use numbers. That's why I'm proud of all my screen names. I've never had to use a number in any of my screen names. Whew, man, this is going to be a long one. Oh, something I would like to get out of the way early in the video. Go and check out desertbus.org. Every fall they have a gaming event marathon session where, depending on the amount of money that is donated, the longer they play this game. In 2009, they drove for over 5 days. And the genius thing they came up with is for every amount of money that would buy another hour's worth of Desert Bus, the next hour would cost 7% more. So if I were smart, I would have implemented something similar to that for how many subscribers I needed to increase my desert busing mileage. You know, every 10 subs, the first 10 subs would be 10 miles, then, you know, the next 10 subs would be 5 miles, and so on, so that I need a shitload of subscribers before having to drive 344 miles. Which, I flew right past the 344 subscriber mark, and went ahead and went up to the 360 mile mark, where you get your 1 point and the option to drive back to Tucson. Definitely sorry that I could not stream the event live over a webcam. Every time I tried to set up my webcam with Blog TV, my web browser would explode 15 times, and it's kind of a pain in the dick. So that sucked. You know, if I had a new computer, there would probably be all sorts of amazing things I would do with my channel. You know, like learn to edit videos, make a sweet intro, do all sorts of things if I had a computer to do it with. This video did a lot to help catch me up with the TARX 777, but I'm still not there. And what I'm hoping is that this actual video of... I'm going to be uploading almost all 8 hours of desert busing action. And I'm hoping that that will get my name out there in the video game world of YouTube. Get the people's talking about me. Get some more subscribers. Little YouTubing notoriety. Also, if you're still listening to this, check out my Sonic Genesis. Someone has commissioned the production of their very own Sonic Genesis, and I've been working on that today. I would be outside painting it right now if it wasn't raining. I'm like very excited to get that done because I've learned a lot of things with the other case mods I've done, you know, new painting techniques. The soldering job I did on the LED for his is perfect. It looks fucking perfect. I mean, it looks just like I know what the fuck I'm doing. Because I kind of did. I kind of do. It looks great. Been playing that Genesis and a copy of Sonic all day. So check that out. I've still got a couple more Model 2 Genesises that, you know, you make the right offer and you could have your very own Sonic Genesis. Or you could have a different theme or paint job. Man, this is just like a long-ass drive, isn't it? Been getting a lot of comments on the video letting people know, you know, when I was doing the Desert Bus Drive about saying how epic that was, or how epic the Desert Bus Challenge is. I think the epic part is going to be this, getting to virtually ride the bus. I mean, this is the exact same experience, you just don't have to steer. That's the most excitement you get, beeping the horn and driving on the wrong lane. But that's Desert Bus. Wouldn't have it any other way. Definitely. Next fall, check out and donate to desertbus.org. It's a charity event ran by a comedy group from Canada, and all the money they raise goes to benefit Child's Play the charity for gamers, basically. I believe that's ran by the dudes from Penny Arcade. I donated last year. Did you? Because if you didn't, your money's just as good in 2010. Actually, with the economy exploding, it's not. But if you can donate to charity, you know, better late than never, right? I'm not going to sit here and leave commentary on all 2 hours, but I'm going to skip around and add commentary, and if I were creative, I'd have some sort of Easter egg hunt throughout all of the Desert Bus videos. But I'm not that creative. Or am I? You'll have to listen to the entire video and hear everything I say to find out. Expect to be disappointed. man, sitting here with headphones on, listening to that bus go, brings back all the bad memories. Peep, peep. Now, I did promise to some people that I would give them shout-outs at certain mileage, which was only 3 people that requested that, and I am happy to oblige. So also, if you're one of those people, you better remember when you requested your mile shout-out. And it's not going to be the mileage on the odometer there, because the odometer starts at 109.3 miles, which is kind of a pain in the dick, because I had to keep, doing a little bit of mental arithmetic and whenever I wanted to figure out how many miles I'd driven. Shit should have started at 0. Now, actually, what do you think? Do you think I should do this event again? Have a Desert Bus Challenge Part 2 and see if we can't get enough subscribers to get me to Las Vegas and back? 16-hour session? This is going to be a long video for YouTube. That's part of why I wanted to do this, just to have a sort of unique way, a unique thing to have on YouTube. A 2-hour desert bus session. There's going to be a couple of 2-hour sessions uploaded to YouTube, so I'm going to put most of it. There's a couple miles that got edited out. I do my video recording on DVD-R, so, well, first to break it up, the first video, about 2 hours in, I hit stop and let that finish as a track, and then hit record again. So there's a couple of miles that got chopped out, waiting for the DVD writer to do its due. That just makes it easier for when I rip the video. I don't have to edit it on the computer and cut it in half. It's already done. Just rip it from the DVD and go. And then on the second disc, because there's 2 full discs of 2 full DVDs of Desert Busing action. I forget exactly how I have it set up. It might be 3 segments, but I definitely, I think I made the 3rd segment the last 100 miles, I think. It's pretty shitty I don't remember, 2 days ago. I actually had to go to a class yesterday morning. Oh shit, all day yesterday. My license was suspended last summer, and it's been, the suspension period has been over since October, but, I don't give a fuck, I ain't driving nowhere. But I do want my license back now so I can go do shit again now that, good weather's coming. So I went and I had to take this 8-hour class, this remedial driving class for defensive drivers. And wow, what an extreme load of bullshit that was. And I only got about 45 minutes sleep, so after Desert Bus night, I pretty much was awake the entire time. Got about an hour's worth of sleep, a little less, between 4 and 5 a.m., and then got up, and I don't have a driver's license, so I had to have someone drop me off, and it's in a different city, about probably 20 miles away, and had to sit out in front and wait for this place to open for an hour and a half. But all the businesses in that shopping center or whatever it was, they had free Wi-Fi, or their Wi-Fi networks, you know, had no password. So I sat there and fucking iPod touched it for a while, and that wasn't the worst, you know, day in my life. Same shopping center had a comic book store, so that was kind of cool. I checked that out on the lunch break, which went by extremely fast, unlike the rest of that class, with Phil just, you know, boringest dude ever. And there's two other guys in the class. Towards the end of the class, when it started getting time for us to take our multiple choice test, this one dude, he kept asking, is it open book? And, you know, Phil was a punk, so he was like, no, it's not supposed to be that way. No, you can't use your little notebook. Like, come on, Phil, you're breaking my balls here. Come on, we won't tell anyone. We'll take it to our grave. Breaking my balls, Phil. And that was a lot of fun, being an ass. And then I did the best in the class. That sucks. I was the only one there that didn't get their license taken for doing something incredibly stupid. The 19-year-old kid, he crashed into a light pole and knocked it down. That was cool. And then the older guy, the 37-year-old dude, he tried to beat a train and crashed into one of the train cars. And yeah, that's why their licenses were gone. I got a 6-point offense on my license because I was driving without glasses. Yeah. So, I don't think... I mean, I had a couple speeding tickets. And I got pulled over for speeding. But, damn, I wasn't driving it into things. And then he asked if, you know, the one kid, he wanted to know if he passed or failed, so he asked in front of, you know, the class consisting of me and the two other kids. And he failed. He missed by 5 points. You need to have a 75 or better, 75% or better, and he had a 70%. So 2 questions, and he would have passed. And then he graded my little paper, and I got a 93, which means I missed 3 questions. One of them was something he didn't mention in the class, and it was like some obscure driving shit, like, I forget, but it's like, what's the name of this acceleration technique for doing some bullshit? It's like, I don't fucking know, man. I know one acceleration technique. Hit the fucking gas pedal, you know? So Phil didn't teach us no driving techniques. And then, one question I missed because whoever wrote this, like, it sounds like it's being translated out of Portuguese. Like, the fucking grammar in this shit was awful and vague. And, like, some of the answers, there'd be, like, 2 answers that mean the exact same thing. So, I don't know. This is a poorly written test. So 2 of them, I think. Oh, and one of the questions I got wrong because Phil told us the wrong thing in class. He said that after we took the fucking test. He's like, oh, duh. The book says this, but I told you that. Duh. Well, thanks a lot, Phil. You fucking asshole. And, you know, a lot of the shit we went over these 8 grueling hours was dumbass nonsense. Basically, the entire class amounts to wear your seatbelt, don't crash into shit. Like I thought it would, you know? Don't speed and drive like an asshole for 8 hours is what I learned. Man, I might do some speeding every now and then. You know, back when I had a job with an hour commute. You know, you get a little late, you know, with an hour fucking drive, that's a lot of chance to get dicked over in traffic, and then you gotta make it up out on those country roads I had to drive through. But that fucking state trooper, that highway patrolman, actually checking the class of my license. See, when I renewed my license, my left eye decided to be a piece of shit and fail the eye exam. My right eye, I could read the bottom line of text perfect. My right eye is like perfect vision, as good as it gets. My left eye is a little punk ass, and it always has been. But now it's even more of a punk ass. And on those eye exam station things, there's one letter in the top left that's bigger than all of them, and I call that the granny setting. So I even failed the granny setting, or the granny letter. And the lady's like, well, I can give you your license now, but you'll only be allowed to drive during the day. I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. I work third shift and pretty much drive exclusively at night. And, you know, I really don't think the vision in my left eye is bad enough to keep me from driving at night, you know? And also, if you only have one eye, does that mean you can only drive at night? That seems like bullshit to me, too. So anyway, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, just give me my fucking license so I can go home, lady. And then I got my license. A couple months go by, and I get pulled over for, the cop said the light over my license plate was out, which I got out and checked, and no, it wasn't, like I thought it wasn't. He was just being a dick. The car's in my dad's name, and my dad is almost 70 years old and has been legally blind since 2006 and has no driver's license. So that's why he pulled me over. That's why I get pulled over a lot, you know, because of that. And it was at nighttime when this happened, and, you know, he took my license, probably just checked for warrants. You know, he saw that I'm not 70 years old, and checked me for warrants and let me go, and made up some bullshit as to why he pulled me over. So I didn't do anything wrong, you know. I always signal, I always, you know, I don't speed like a dick when I'm just driving around. The only time I ever blatantly speeded in my life was on my way to work. So nothing happened. And then I was like, oh, cool, man. Cops probably don't even check that shit. And I got pulled over, you know, 2 other times over the course of a year and a half at night, and nothing ever happened. So I didn't think anything of it. So I'm on my way to work one day, and like during my last 3 weeks of work, I didn't have to come here ever again after 3 weeks, or go there ever again. And this fucking highway patrolman pulls me over, and I'm pissed, man. Like, I'm flipping my shit because I have to pay some dumbass speeding ticket. Fucking Clinton County cops, or highway patrolman, fucking bitch. So I'm flipping shit about that, and he's like, you're not supposed to drive at night. This is basically the exact same thing as driving without a license. I'm like, no, it's not. You're holding my license. It's not like that at all. But according to him, it was. And I guess according to the state of Ohio, because they're like, that's a 6-point offense. I'm like, okay. So that plus the 2-point offense of a speeding ticket gave me a sweet little point suspension. It's bullshit. So I'm in this driving class, these 2 idiots that were probably drunk when they were doing the dumbass shit they were doing. Like, all I got busted for is I wasn't wearing glasses. So before court for that traffic ticket, I went, got glasses, renewed my license with glasses, saying I could drive at night, and the judge said he was going to throw out the speeding ticket. But I guess you still get points for that. I didn't have to pay for the ticket. But I guess, you know, I don't know. Who knows, man? Maybe some stupid fucking error in the paperwork. Whatever, man. It didn't really affect me, so. Because who the fuck wants to drive in the winter anyway? Oh, wait, yeah. My license was suspended back in the middle of June. That did suck. All last summer, all I wanted to do was go to the bike trail and ride my bike. Because the bike trail that is awesome and goes from, like, Cincinnati to Cleveland is about a 5-mile drive away. And some of you might be thinking, well, shit, man, if you're this hardcore cyclist, why don't you ride over there? Because every fucking road to get there I could either ride from my house through Dayton, you know, major metropolitan area, and the only two roads from Huber to Dayton, besides the highway, they have no shoulder at all, and they're fucking old shitty roads because the city of Dayton's broke as shit and don't pave their fucking streets like they should. So I could either drive down one of the, or ride my bike down one of those roads through the fucking ghetto zone and get ran over trying to do it, or I could drive through Riverside, which is, you know, it used to be East Dayton, but it sort of branched off and become its own turd hole. And that's a 5-lane road. The speed limit's like 50 miles an hour. And Riverside's even more broke and defunct than Dayton is. And their roads are falling apart. And I don't like driving on that road because it just fucking tears your shit up. So, there's part of it where there's like this big curvy road and it's got this big wall and a lot of, you know, fucking people that suck at driving are scared to drive next to the wall and still got that 50 mile an hour speed limit. And fuck riding a bike, you know? Fuck riding a bike through that traffic. So I always, you know, throw the car on my bike rack, or throw the bike on my bike rack on my car, drive down there, park at a parking lot, and hit the bike trail from there. So my whole plan for when I got laid off last year was get back into shape, be a champion, ride by riding my bike at the bike trail every fucking day. And my license got suspended pretty much right at the beginning, you know, still towards the beginning of the summer. So that really pissed me off. But I didn't care about getting my license back in October because I'm not driving anywhere in the fucking winter. Shit sucks. Snow can bite my balls. I'm gonna make this video known to Gooch and the Douchebag. So, you know, when I make a guest appearance on their podcast, you know, it'll be like I'm a guest, you know, advertising something. That'll be cool. That's a pretty fun little podcast to listen to. Every time they've mentioned my YouTube channel, I get a couple of subscribers. So that's nice of them. You know, if I had a buddy in real life that was super hardcore about video games and knew what the fuck a 3DO and Sega Saturn were, I'd probably have a podcast too. Been thinking about doing a shorter one-man podcast, but man, that's hard. You have to do it all by yourself. If I had a friend, I could make them edit video or edit audio. My one friend that does play video games can't handle anything more advanced than the Dreamcast. Dual sticking with 2 analog sticks is a concept completely foreign to him, and any modern 3D video game where you get to control the camera just baffles his mind. I tried to get him to record some 2-player Metal Gear Peace Walker demo action, and I think I did record that footage. I don't know if I put it up. I don't think I did. And like on his PSP, man, the camera was staring at the sky or the ground the entire time, and I'm like, quit aiming it at the ground, you know? Aim it so you can see things. Can't handle it, it's too much. Jesus, dude, that sucks. Handed the PSP to my girlfriend. She fucking aced it, man. She's running around, choking people, kicking ass. First time she ever played a Metal Gear. She don't like games like that. She likes games where you drive. Probably not games like Desert Bus, though. She loves to fire up the Grand Theft Auto and just drive around. It's right about this point that I grabbed the camera and was like, man, I need to let people know I'm desert busing. So that's perfectly possible if you're watching this section of video. This is when I aimed my camera at the TV, and the same direct capture footage. I've actually got on my camcorder some host segments. I'm not going to edit these together or anything, but I have some video of before and a little bit during the Desert Bus Challenge. So I might add that all together into one video and slap that on the Weber nets. You'll just have to see what happens, won't you? Like many of life's mysteries, you just have to hang on and find the fuck out. Driving on the left lane is probably the single most exciting part of Desert Bus, because you still have that fear that maybe somewhere over that beautiful blue horizon, instead of a bus stop or a boulder, there might be a car or a bus even hurtling towards you, and if you're in the left lane you might cause a head-on collision. And one of the things I learned yesterday in my driving class for defensive driving is the 4 R's. And the 4 R's keep you, or help you to avoid and survive a potential head-on collision. So if you're driving down the street and someone's coming at you, they're in the wrong lane, what do? You might be thinking, get the fuck out of the way. But that's not complicated enough. That doesn't have enough R's. You need a whole fucking team of R's to help you avoid this deadly situation. Don't just get the fuck out of the way. No. You read, write, reduce, and ride. And you're probably thinking, what the fuck's reading and writing? What the fuck's that got to do with driving and avoiding head-on collisions? Well, what you read is, you read the road ahead of you by scanning your eyeballs up ahead to see what's going on in the road, which you should probably be doing that anytime you ever drive, ever. You know, looking at the street. And you write, not W-R-I-T-E, you R-I-G-H-T. You get to the right. Because if they're coming at you, you don't want to get in the left lane, because they might correct themselves, get in the left lane with you, and you're fucked. So you get to the right. And then you reduce your speed. And then you ride on the shoulder, or more than likely, into a ditch or someone's yard. And that's the easy way to remember how to avoid a head-on collision that I was taught in my defensive driving class. Now that sounds an awful lot like get the fuck out the way, but that's so hard to remember. You know, if I'm driving down the street and someone comes hurtling towards me, I'm not going to remember get the fuck out of the way. The first thing that's going to pop into my head is read, write, reduce, ride. And, you know, to avoid confusion, it's got write and ride, which, you know, those words don't sound anything alike at all. They're very, you know, it's easy to distinguish, you know, write and ride. That shit don't sound anything alike. They also teach you the 3 R's, which I don't fucking remember. I couldn't remember them on that bullshit test. I can't remember them now because I'm too busy remembering the 4 R's. That's a total of 7 R's. And then there's another one. Are you a safe driver? So there's 8 fucking R's they tried to get me to remember yesterday. I mean, that's not easy, remembering 8 R's. Are you a safe driver? 3-step DDC collision prevention formula. Sounds fancy, doesn't it? It's very simple to remember. Are you a safe driver? First, you recognize the hazard. Secondly, understand the defense. What kind of defense things can you do? Use effective scanning patterns. Slow down. Use a safe following distance. And the A is act correctly in time. Always stay alert. Focus on the driving task so you don't lose response time. Are you a safe driver? Let's see if I can find the 3 R's. Like, the biggest thing that pissed me off, besides Phil giving me the wrong fucking answers for the test, I mean, that's, you know, learn to teach your fucking class. This is the first time he taught that shit, and you can fucking tell. Telling me the wrong goddamn answers. Try to find these 3 R's. The only reason I remember the 4 R's is the video they showed us. They got this guy teaching driving to like cops and shit. And you know, in that video there's people hanging out the window with a shotgun. Now that's the kind of driving I want to learn. Fucking crashing limos and fucking leaning out the window with the 12 gauge, laying down the thunder. That's the shit I want to learn. Where's that class? I'll pay $90 for that class. Here's some more bullshit out of the book. How drugs affect driving behavior. Okay. Drug type, drug effects, possible driving behaviors. Alcohol. It can cause drowsiness. Some possible behaviors. Honking. Are you fucking serious? If I'm drunk, I'm going to get behind the wheel and I'm going to get tired as shit and just start honking? Okay, tired. Hell yeah, I've been drunk and tired before. That makes sense. But honking? The fuck are you drinking? Let's see. Hallucinogens. Possible effects. Hallucinations. Possible driving behaviors. Giving obscene gestures. Man, I let the bird fly every time I'm behind the goddamn wheel, and I ain't never been tripping my ballsack off on acid. You know, what the fuck? You're telling me I gotta be on mescaline before I start letting fly with the bird? Bullshit. What mental conditions affect driving? Anger. And if you add a D to anger, what do you get? Danger. There's this other video that they made us watch. And, oh, dude, what was it? Some woman talking about how she crashed her car because she did some stupid shit. And she's got this niece with her, right? And it's funny because these are like the worst actors you've ever seen. It's like the Unsolved Mystery. Yeah, you ever see the show Unsolved Mysteries and the horrible, hilarious reenactments they'd have? It was some shit like that, but even cheesier. And the woman's driving a Jeep, and the little girl's like, I don't want to ride in the back, Aunt Linda, I want to ride up front. And, you know, Aunt Linda's like, oh, I don't know how to cope with a child. You tell that bitch to shut the fuck up and get in the back seat. You go, no, get in the back seat. You listen to your Aunt Linda. And then, you know, so she's got the kid up front where the kid shouldn't be. And then they're driving and they're following someone and it's raining its ass off. And she's like, oh, I don't know where they went, so I'm gonna go this way. Down the darkest, fucking, curviest, fucking flooded road I can find. I'm gonna go that way. I'm in a Jeep, I'll be okay. So she's driving down this scary ass road, fucking raining its balls off, you know, late at night. And the little kid's in the bed, Aunt Linda, I want some juice! Which I just burst out laughing, because I don't even know why. That shit was just fucking hilarious to me. Maybe it's 6 hours in, only had 45 minutes of sleep, and Aunt Linda, I want some juice. And then she starts, leaning in the back seat like, now listen up, little Debbie, you can't have any juice. So what the fuck are you doing? Just tell the bitch no. And shut up. Let the kid fucking scream and kick if you have to. Just fucking drive. Don't try to get in the back seat and explain to a dumbass 4-year-old why right now they can't have juice. And then, she crashes in a ditch, flips her fucking Jeep over 5 times, and I don't know, it's just funny. Yeah, Linda, I want some juice! And then the next guy in that video, it's him, he's driving home from work, and in the video, instead of like dubbing the video, like dubbing his thoughts in, he's just like, every thought that came across his head is like, I'm driving home. I can't see around this truck. What should I do? Should I wait for the truck to get out of the way? No, I'm just gonna gun it. And then, he pulls out and fucking gets crashed into because he's a dipshit. So the number one thing I learned from that class is, hey Linda, I want some juice! And, gun it! If you're having a traffic situation, you don't know what to do, gun it! So anyway, I finally found it. And on this page I drew a Sonic the Hedgehog, because Sonic's fucking rad. And the 3 R's to, the 3 steps to regain control: reflect, reframe, and refocus. Reflect. Ask yourself, why am I getting angry? Is there really anything I can safely do to change the situation? Reframe. Think about the situation. What can I do that will help me maintain control? Refocus. Think about something else, not the situation that is causing you to be angry. And this is how to reduce stress and aggression behind the wheel. And yeah, I couldn't remember the 3 R's. The 4 R's though, man, that video with, crashing minivans through buses with guys hanging out blasting shotguns, that's some shit I'm gonna fucking remember. See, note he made us take. You don't have to be young or healthy to donate organs. Man, I don't want your old, fat, blown out organs. I don't want me the new lungs of a 17-year-old. If you can find one that's not a fucking 3-pack-a-day smoker, punk-ass kids. Yeah, man, that traffic class was fucking bullshit. When you're driving fast, the amount of time it takes for you to stop increases. Well, thanks for the fucking lesson in physics, Phil. Aunt Linda, I want some juice. And all you gotta do is say, when we get home, little Susie, we're gonna fucking get you some juice. Now shut your ass. Before I lay down the thunder. Alright, it's at mile 170 that I'm going to give my shout out to Lee the Llama. He wanted a shout out at my 61st mile, and that would be this one, mile 170. Actually, it'd be just now that I passed the .3. So, mile 61, YouTube user Lee the Llama, Leethellama, Lee the Llama. First person to request a shout out. So I was like, sure, what mile? And you know, there's two other shout outs coming up. I don't think they're gonna be in this video though. Well, no shit. I wrote things down, stupid. I already missed one. Oops. And I'm not going back and retroactively fixing it either. So I'll just, you know, add 100 to their number. Give that shit to them that way. Oops. It's already recorded dialogue over that mile, so probably anyway. Shit, I don't fucking know. I'm not no magician. I'm recording this, so I'm not going back to look. Let's see, let's do some arithmetic. Okay. Aunt Linda, I want some juice. Shut up. You ain't getting no juice. Man, every time I heard that sound of hitting the sand, I almost, you know, started to lose my shit. This is where I realized, oh shit, I was supposed to give that dude a shout out. I'm gonna start wailing on the horn. So that's also for you, Lee the Llama. Enjoy your shout out. Man, they don't even give you a radio in this bus. I mean, shit, at least in real life you got a tape deck, CD player, AM, FM, or something. Jeez. I'm sure somewhere between Tucson and Las Vegas you can pick up a radio signal. The shit's all flat. Radio probably goes for fucking miles. I'm sure there's plenty of radio in the desert. Woo! I am going to post a log of the chat, probably on JerryTerrifying.com, because it's easier to do on my website than it is to do on that blogger website. But you should also go to mondocool.net. Mondocool.net is an amazing website. Yeah, man. If it wasn't raining, I'd be painting the shit out of that Sonic Genesis too. I already mentioned the expert job I did soldering in that new LED. That is fucking beautiful, beautiful work. And I'm thinking the paint job's going to come out a little bit better on this one. But while I had it open on the case, I took out the old paint marker, put in the date of when I'm doing the work, March 2010, and I also put a number on the bottom part of the case, which, you know, is the hardest part to get to. You got to take out the motherboard and shit. but it has the unique number that goes along with it. So if anyone else does buy a Sonic Genesis, they're all going to be numbered. And I'm thinking the better ones are going to be the later ones. Or maybe not. I mean, I'm thinking the one I'm making now is going to be fucking perfect. The one I got is pretty perfect, but there's a few little things that don't translate well in video. Mostly like some of the white paint around the ring. There's like a few spots that I missed, and you know, I'm not going to tape it back up just to get those little spots. But I also painted that shit at night when it was dark. So, yeah. This one I'm going to make sure to all do during the day, because all the parts I painted during the day came out fine, you know, as you can see shit. But I missed a few little spots with the white on that ring, which you can kind of see in the video, so if you know where to look. So this one's going to come out perfect. And, you know, granted, that's my first complex painting project. I think it turned out good to begin with. This next one, Sonic Genesis 2, that thing's gonna be fucking great. Man, this is some drive. I feel bad for anyone that actually does drive a desert on a route like this. Man, I was watching that shit on Discovery Channel or History or some shit. I don't fucking know. I was watching some TV channel this morning, and they had that show, Ice Truckers. That's a somewhat interesting show. Watching them drive through Alaska on that road made out of ice, that's some risky shit. They all looked like some rough mountain men, though. I was also watching Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe. That's an interesting show to check out from time to time. Something else that bothers me, man. TLC. I used to watch that shit when it was the Learning Channel. Now, if you want to see cool shows, you gotta watch the History Channel, and a lot of that shit ain't history. And they're starting to, you know, stop having just the pure documentary shit. Like, I used to watch TLC, man, those alien shows, and, like, are pyramids really intergalactic visitors, artwork, and, man, those are some cool-ass shows. They're fun to watch. Oh, man, I was watching something on Discovery, I think, and it was some ghost show, and like they're shitting bricks because they took a picture and there's some glare, like some obvious glare on a panel of glass. Like they take a picture of a door with a big glass panel in it, and they're, you know, shitting a brick over obvious glare because outside the window on the foyer or balcony, or whatever the fuck it was. I don't even know why I said foyer, but outside the window, it's like on the second floor of a house, and there's, you know, big glass doors, and then outside of it there's a rocking chair, and the glare in the window lines up with the rocking chair, and they're like, oh my god, it's a ghost! Oh, ghosts! Oh. Like, no. Like, just looking at it, that's obviously glare from your flash. Your show sucks. And they're like, well, there's a river next to this house, so the energy coming over the hill from the river is feeding paranormal activity. Like, no the fuck it ain't. What the hell makes you think the running water of the river supercharges a ghost? Who came up with this dumbass theory? It's not even a theory, it's a fucking hypothesis, and you can't even prove this shit. People don't understand that theories are proven. If something's a theory, that means you can recreate it, you can demonstrate it, you have something. that you can back your shit up with. A hypothesis is just something some dipshit said one day. Like, a river can supercharge a ghost and make, you know, the camera glare look spooky. Man. TV has turned to shit in the past 10 years. 10 years ago, Cartoon Network was the shit. Back when they were still playing Dragon Ball Z and Toonami didn't suck. Hell, Toonami's gone now. Toonami from like 2007 to like 2002 is the motherfucking shit. Loved it. And then, I mean, they used to play Voltron, Thundercats. Man. They played some good ass shit back then. Oh, dude, speaking of fucking Toonami, the original Gundam series. There's two Gundam series I like. I like the first Gundam, and I like G Gundam. And G Gundam's fucking cool, man. Nobody likes that, but that's like my favorite. Instead of having war, every country's got a super robot that fucking fights it out. And there's this live-action movie called Robot Jox. Exact same plot, and I'm pretty sure that Robot Jox came first. I think G Gundam came out like 92, 93 or something. This movie came out in 1990. And it's got some sweet stop-motion animation with them robots. Even the way they control the robots is the same. Like, they're strapped in at the waist, and they, you know, actually move their feet to make the mech walk, and it is just so badass. And the evil Russian robot's got a chainsaw cock, and oh, just so much cool shit in this movie. And but yeah, G Gundam, I like that one. And then on Toonami they had the original Gundam. And this is in 2001, right? And I'm watching it every day and I love it. And they get to the last 5 episodes, and that's when the September 11th attack happened, and Cartoon Network pulled Mobile Suit Gundam off the air because of its warlike nature. What the fuck does a couple of dickheads hijacking an airplane with a box cutter have to do with the guy flying around outer motherfucking space in a robot? What the hell do they have to do with each other? At all. Like, the guy's even a little psychic. The main fucking character's a little psychic. And, flies a giant fucking robot and has friends that drive other giant fucking robots. And everybody's flying around their giant fucking robots. Not into buildings, mind you. You know, into each other in space and shooting lasers. Well, what the fuck's that have to do with a couple of dickheads crashing some shit into some buildings? Not to take away from the seriousness of the September 11th attacks. I mean, that's a horrible, horrible day in American history, but what the fuck's that got to do with my cartoon, you know? It's like canceling Oprah because Oprah has human beings, and human beings were involved in those attacks. Motherfucking human beings. Shit. So I've still never seen the last like 5 episodes of Mobile Suit Gundam, even though it was my favorite. Now Gundam Wing, that's the one that everybody, you know, everybody rides its cock so goddamn hard, but I could not stand Gundam Wing. The robots look cool. The animation style looks pretty cool. I mean, I like the 70s style animation used in Mobile Suit Gundam. I like that. But, man, Gundam Wing, every episode I ever saw of that was just sitting around talking. The members of the Principality of Zeon would like to speak about things for a half an hour, and, oh yes, this show does have a giant robot, but you're not going to see it until politics happen. Fuck that, man. Get in the cockpit and start blasting some shit up. It's a fucking cartoon. Shit. I'm trying to see robots do awesome things, not hear you talk about the fucking made-up politics of on the fucking moon. Fuck that noise. Get in your damn robots and go step on a building. The hell you even have them for if you're gonna talk? Just get a fucking megaphone. Shit. As I remember, man, there was a period of like 6 years I did not miss a single day of Toonami. I remember it started in 1997 because I remember very vividly. I remember watching Cartoon Network and one day seeing the promo for Thundercats and it had the date, some shit, 97. It's like, oh my god, Thundercats is on TV. I'm gonna feel the magic and hear the roar. Fuck yes, Thundercats are loose. Love that shit. Loved it. I mean, I had the toys when I was a kid. Fucking around with Snarf and what's that tank they drove around in? Kid around the corner, he had the tank and the fucking Mum-Ra castle, where you put the old mummy Mum-Ra in, and then badass snakehead Mum-Ra comes out. A badass cartoon, man. And you got Lion-O with that sweet-ass Sword of Omens, and that claw shield, and annoying-ass Snarf, that thing, and fucking Wily Kit and Wily Cat flying around on their fucking party boards. Shit. Good-ass show, man. At least the first half of that show was good. Like the last season when they started introducing all those horrible characters that sucked. That's when I stopped caring for it. Like the early episodes where they're exploring Earth and there's like those fucking robot koalas. Man, those are pretty cool. And then, you know, there's a mummy and he's fucking shit up and those lizard man and man, that's a cool show. So I was real excited when Toonami came on for that. And then they'd have shit like Herculoids. Didn't really care for it, but it was only 15 minutes. I'll watch Herculoids for 15 minutes. That's also back when Cartoon Network in general didn't suck. The original run of Dexter's Lab, brilliant show, loved it, hilarious. Especially when they did shit to mock anime style, that was always hilarious to me. And then Dexter's Lab went away for a while, they quit making it. And the guy, I forget his fucking name, the guy that made Dexter's Lab, he did Samurai Jack, right? And Samurai Jack had that real unique art style, which I probably would have liked Samurai Jack if the animation style, that flat, ugly as shit, just any kindergartner with a pack of Crayolas could crank out some artwork like that. It was not good. And just, you know, those flat, sharp-edged, everything's a rectangle style of animation sucked. I mean, the show would have been great if they had a team of animators that were competent. And then Dexter's Lab came back around that same time or afterwards and had adopted that art style. And also I believe the voice of Dexter was different, but they had a different voice actor. And it was just not the same show at all. It was horrible and did not last long, thankfully. But the original run of Dexter's Lab, that show was fucking hilarious. And then those last batch of episodes, that new art style where like all the background artwork was terrible, you know, so bland and everything's square. No thanks, give me a classic Dexter's Lab. That show was the shit. Now the only thing they have on Cartoon Network is pretty much 90% of the shows is made by Cartoon Network, and they do that because it costs less money for them to show, so in the long run they make more money this way at the cost of having quality programming. It is horrible. I disapprove. Man, I did not see myself talking this much during the Desert Bus video. The next sections probably won't be like this. Let me know what you think, though. If anyone's actually listening to this part of the video, man, leave some damn comments about some of the stuffage I talk about. What do you think of Toonami? If you're an American and, you know, around my age, or younger probably, let me know what you think of Toonami. Back then, before it died. I remember Toonami when it was hosted by Moltar. You know, that's who it was day one before that Tom the Robot crap. The only thing I really remember of the host segments with Tom the Robot, which always pissed me off because there's only one hosting robot named Tom, and that's Tom Servo. So fuck you, Cartoon Network, for that. The only other host segment I remember from him is when they reviewed Morrowind for the Xbox. And I love the game now that I've played it. I absolutely adore the game. But even then, back in like 2001, 2002, whenever that shit came out, I thought the graphics looked terrible. And like when they showed the character in third person with that awkward little walk, swinging its sword awkwardly and not hitting things, not counting it as a hit, even though you see the sword, you know, chopping directly into the nug bone. I thought, wow, this game's like they're praising the graphics. You can watch the video that I'm talking about on YouTube. I've seen it before, but they praise the graphics for being so amazing. Like, God, that game looks like shit. That's what Xbox graphics are. That's what's good. Looks like garbage. I mean, the graphics, you know, I don't think they look worse just because it's 9 years later. I never liked them. I always thought that was ugly. I'm not the kind of person that like, oh wow, these graphics are good for that time. I think graphics are either good or they're not good. There's been plenty of 3D Sega Saturn games that I've played. I'm like, wow, these are some pretty good graphics. You know, and I didn't own my own Sega Saturn until either 2007 or 2008. So I'm really discovering most of these games for the first time. You know, back in the day in 1995, there's only 3 Sega Saturn games I played. So I'm pretty much discovering every game. And there's a lot of them, and I'm like, wow, these are some beautiful 3D graphics. I can't believe the Sega Saturn floundered the way that it did. And I understand it's, you know, Sega dicked themselves in the ass with some of the piss-poor marketing decisions they made. Like, who was it? I think it was KB Toys refused to carry Sega merchandise after the 32X disaster. I think Walmart was another one of them, and if Walmart won't carry your shit in the video game world, that's pretty much the kiss of death, because it's where most of the free world buys their everything. It's a damn shame, though. I love the Sega Saturn. There are a lot of beautiful games. You cannot play Nights into Dreams without thinking, wow, this is a beautiful game. The only thing bad about it is the characters' feet look like bricks. That's the only thing I can shit talk about that game's graphics. Big old brick foots. But on the same note, there were some games on the Saturn that were so goddamn awful looking that I had... Maybe if I used a real TV. On eBay, I accidentally won a lot. I won a Sega Saturn, a Netlink modem, and 9 games for $15. I put in one bid, $15. I assumed, you know, that was the starting bid. I assumed that someone else would come along and want it, and I just put in the, you know, that was the starting bid, put in $15, and, you know, I thought I'd lose. You know, I do that a lot on eBay. That's how I get a lot of the shit I get for as cheap as I do, because I just, you know, go along, put out the first bid at, you know, the cheapest price, and hope for the best. So I did that, and I got it. And actually, that came from, like, the next city over. So I didn't even travel far, so I got it, like, the day after the auction ended. And Tomb Raider was the only game that was not complete garbage. It came in that lot. I gave a lot of those away in my game giveaway video. Most, you know, the PGA Tour 97, fucking NFL 98, whatever. Doo-doo games. And I started playing Tomb Raider, you know, beat the first level. Well, yeah, this game's not too bad. Still hate the control scheme where fucking left makes Laura rotate instead of going left. And yeah, playing along. And I get to like either level 2 or 3, and I get stuck. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. So I look it up on YouTube, and you're supposed to hit these switches to open or close a door or something, and then a tiger jumps out. I don't fucking know. You have to hit some switches. And playing the Sega Saturn, which I use S-Video, but I'm playing it on a 40-inch LCD TV, so all the old school systems, the characters or the colors look a little washed out and bland on that screen, and the graphics from Tomb Raider on the Saturn, combined with, I'm not saying it's just the graphics of the Saturn, by no means do I think the Saturn is terrible at 3D gaming, but the graphics combined with how grainy old systems look on an LCD TV, I couldn't even see that there were switches on the wall. I just sort of blended in with the background. I'm like, oh shit, I'm just gonna quit playing. I could follow along with YouTube and get through that game, but A, I don't give a dick about Tomb Raider. B, the controls just piss me off. And C, if it looks so goddamn bad I can't even see the switch on the wall, it's not even worth playing, because who knows how many more times I'd get stuck with something stupid like that. So I just put that to the side. Maybe I'll play the Anniversary remake or whatever, but I doubt it, because I still don't give a shit about Tomb Raider. Never have. Back in the day, I got Tomb Raider 3 as a gift, and I fucking hated it too, because, again, those controls suck. It just wasn't that good, just didn't grab a hold of me. But that's the only time graphics affected gameplay. For me, anyway. Seriously, man, you could barely tell there's a switch there. It blended right into the wall that it was on. It's doo-doo. Aunt Linda, want some juice? I told you no. You don't get no juice. Alright, I'm nearing the end of this section, the inaugural first entry into the Desert Bus series of videos. Let me know what you think. Do you think you could handle this game? Because this is only about 1/4 of the way to Las Vegas. And I hope someone out there in YouTube land, hope all of you sat through and listened to me ramble about seemingly unrelated things to video games and crap. But as long as one of you listens, it makes it all worthwhile. Especially if you leave some comments and 5-star ratings and get your friends to subscribe, and then it's really worth it. So, as always, I have been your host, JerryTerrifying. Thank you for watching one of my many amazing videos. And as always, there's more videos, reviews, and stuffage on the way. Especially 6 more hours of Desert Bus. Look forward to it. Don't know if I'm going to be adding crap and voiceover to all of them like I did in this one. My voice is actually starting to hurt from talking so much. Before this video, I was on the phone for like 3 hours. And, I think my voice box just hates being used. I am not a talker. I'm a quiet dude. Which, you know, if you only see me on YouTube, you pretty much, you know, are only hearing me speak. So you probably, you know, probably can't tell I'm a quiet dude. All things considered. And the way I have been rambling on and on for quite a while now. Because I'm recording this, you know, in one session, even though I'm skipping around the video a little bit, leaving large empty areas. Still basically been talking for like an hour and a half or something. Whatever, I'm done. I'm out. Stick around for parts 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I don't know how many fucking parts of this video are going to be. But I will be uploading the entire Desert Bus Odyssey. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching. Rate, comment if you have not. Please click subscribe. It'd be awesome of you to do.